Good morning, everybody. It's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the second February, or second Sunday in February. It's not the second February of Sunday. Ooh. Um, it's been a long week. Um, all right. So, um, the train of thought just slipped. Um, yes. Words, English, I speak them. How is everybody? It's been a week here. As you can tell, I'm a little stopped up. It was also my late week at work, but I surprisingly got a lot of stitching done for me. Because a lot of times on my late weeks, I really don't. I'm drinking tea today because that seemed easier than coffee. So how was y'all's week? It's good to hear. Okay, so in this video, we've got a finish. We've got two new starts. Although one, I'm not sure if we really want to count it as a new start per se, but technically a new start. Some surprise haul that was free. And some of the upcoming plans. So, yes. I think I've responded to work text. Okay, so we'll start with, of course, the good old Q&A. Thanks to everyone who complimented me on my hair. I actually hadn't done anything different with it. I just wasn't wearing the headband. So it was freshly clean and just the way it is when I don't wear the headband. And it actually looks really good without the headband. So I'm going to not use the headband. Except for, like, I've discovered when I'm, when I'm cooking and I'm having to move my head a lot, then it's too much. So I use the headband for that. Joanne Stitching J Gammy K says, I wish you'd consider doing a finished parade. I'd love to see your work. Maybe I will soon. Not this week because I've got a pretty big haul to show. So, but maybe on one of my weeks when I've got some lighter, when it's a little lighter on what I've done, I can do a finished parade of what I still physically have. Some things have been given away, or they're hung up in a place where I can't easily get it. She also wants to know, what is a full coverage piece? A full coverage piece, okay, the difference between full coverage and non-full coverage is, a full coverage piece is quite literally that. If this is your, let's see, just so I have something physical. Okay, so if this is your entire design, every square is filled up. Whereas what I do, there's open space. You see the fabric under it. So that's kind of the difference. And I just get very bored by full coverage. Let's see. Diane Erdman asks, I was wondering what filament thread is and why and when you would use it. Filament thread, more commonly known as blending filament. It's a very thin, and do I have some here where I can show it easily? It does not look like I do. Okay, so you've got your standard metallics, which are, where we go? There we go. So they're a normal thickness like regular thread, like regular floss. Blending filament is, for lack of a term, it's almost the same sort of thickness as like Easter grass. So it's very, very thin, very, very fine. It's used to just give subtle sparkle when you don't want the overwhelming sparkle of a metallic. So it's great for things like snow, what I generally do, you can either blend it, and it's blended because you can use it with 2 strands or 1 strand of regular floss. Um, Generally, what I do is I won't usually use a blending filament. Sometimes I will, but I'm only using it if I go over the top stitch, because I found for myself that if I mix it in, I don't get enough of the sparkle to justify mixing it in. So I'll either use it to go over the top, or I'll use a straight up metallic. There are some of the metallics, like the number in the Kreinik line, the number 4s, that are thin enough you can use them over just the top stitch, and it works fine. You just kind of have to base it off the actual physical fiber you're wanting to use. Most of the rainbow galleries are thin enough that you can stitch them just straight on top. So that's what I do a lot of the time, is I use that, and that's how I get the more subtle sparkle, like what I use in my Soda Stitch designs. I think that takes care of all the Q&A for today. All right, so a friend of mine no longer really stitches actively, so she's moving, so she did some de-stash. So she sent me a bunch, and oh my geez. Oh my geez is about all I can say. So we'll start with, I got a ton of fabric. She sent it all in a priority mailbox, so I haven't actually had a chance to sit and go through the magazine she sent. 1 or 2 of them looked familiar, like I may have them, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So, she included a package of size 26 and a package of size 24 twin-pointed quick-stitch needles. And it's the ones where they have the hole in the middle, so that you don't have to, you just go up and down. So I haven't tried them yet, but I'm very intrigued by them. She sent a nice piece of beeswax. Several grime guards. It looks like some 6x6 sizes, some 8x8s. All very pretty. Ooh, grime guards. This is actually the friend who has made my other grime guards. Let's see, there were a couple of Mill Hill kits. One is, this seashell one, which is super pretty. And then the Juniper Branch Santa. And the Pine Tree Santa. So some Santa ornaments. Magazine-wise, she sent a World of Cross Stitch. I'm not sure which year this is, because of course they print over the label in America. So the World of Cross Stitch, the June 2016 Just Cross Stitch magazine, the 2015 Christmas ornament, which has the Brooks books that I've been wanting, the Seashore sampler, which came with one of the World of Cross Stitches, the April 2016 Just Cross Stitch that has a Mira in it, and I just threw on the floor for no apparent reason. The August 15 Just Cross Stitch, the 2016 Christmas ornament, which I may have, Floral Color Wheel from the St. Croix collection, which is interesting. It looks like blackwork and regular cross stitch, and a needlepoint pillow, so it's kind of interesting. The November, December 91 Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. The November, December 88 Cross Stitch Country and Crafts. These are in no particular order. The August 2016 Just Cross Stitch. The January, February 87 Cross Stitch and Country, and it's got a really cute Noah's Ark on it. The 2016 Halloween. And the October 2016 Just Cross Stitch. So like I said, I haven't had a chance to go through them and see what all's in them, but they're super awesome. And now for the fabric. And this is just ridiculously awesome here. Some of these do not have, we don't know what the actual color or where it came from is, just what the count is. Because Erin said that she mostly just bought them at a sale, and if she didn't have the tag on it, then that's where it went. So this is one of the ones we don't know. It's a really long, thin piece of gorgeous cream-colored something. So I'll have to figure out my stitch count on it. But it would be perfect for any really long project. A fat eighth of 28 count Christmas red Jobelan. A 14 by 14 cut of Picture This Plus Murky. This is a fat eighth of Picture This Plus Shale and Lugana. Like, seriously, I'm not gonna have to buy fabric for a while, y'all. This is a fat eighth of 32 count linen Dapple by Picture This Plus. Alright, this is a fat quarter of Stars Hollow 36 count by R&R Reproductions. Although it looks like it may have been cut again, because that's square. Yes, it has been cut, so it looks like it's probably a fat eighth. Or right around in there. Alright, let's see. And I think the rest of this is unknown what it is, but 32 count Jobelan in a very pretty purple. And it looks like this may be a fat quarter. A 32 count Picture This Plus, or no, it's Picture This Plus Crystal Heritage. Probably a fat eighth, unknown on size. It's definitely linen though, but it's pretty. Alright, then we've got a couple of cuts for the Picture This Plus stamps. So they're ornament size, but it's the gray with white snowflake, or white petit points. There's two of them. Alright, this I think is another unknown. But it looks like it's a fat quarter of something pink and linen. Which I know it's not showing up very pink, but it is. a piece of 32 count Joblin. Color unknown, but it's sort of a green and purple mix. Might be a Steph Fabrics, because I know ABC Stitch carries hers. Might not be. Who knows? We've got a sort of long, thinnish piece of lime green something linen. I'm having to use my iPad today, so the colors are not showing terribly true. Alright, we've got a very lovely blue. Also unknown size. And unknown. And then this is 32 count Joblin. In sort of a brown, and it's a square cut. I'm going to guess probably a 14 by 14. So that was my unexpected haul this week. So I am super, well, I'm blessed for one to have an awesome friend willing to send it, and super grateful as well. So this is gonna be exciting. I can't wait to see what I'll get to do on them. So thank you, Erin. All right. So now we get to the whips. So this week I worked on a new start. I'm working on the Farmhouse Christmas from Little House Needleworks. It went to work with me this week, and I worked on it some at home. So here it is, what I got. I'm almost done with the white, so I'm actually going to take this with me to work again for now, because I'm trying to get the first one finished. So at least until I finish the white on it, and then I'll switch over to my stocking. So, but there we go. It's with the white so far. I'm doing this on 32 count even weave. I think it's Joblin. And it's the January Primitive Fabric of the Month from Ship's Manor. And it's funny because it's showing the right color actually here, but in the lunchroom at work, because of the lighting, it's purple. And it really threw me when I took it there. I was like, have I been doing this on purple the entire time? And then I went outside and it was like, oh, no, it's still the right color. So it was a nice moment of panic there. So I worked on that on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right? Yes. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I started, so this is the technical sort of new start. I started working on Little Red, part of Sew to Stitch Fairy Tale Land 1. So I got her done. I've got to do Trees, the Wolf, and the House, and then a little more of the Yellow Brick Road, and then this one will be done. So I'll work on it today. Probably won't finish it today. I'll probably finish it Tuesday or Wednesday. But there she is. The only changes I made, I did do a slightly different, I did a slight color change here. I went with 814 for the darkest red, and then I shifted what were the dark and medium colors in the chart. I switched those to be the medium and the light. So, because I thought it was too pink otherwise. So, there we go. And I'm doing this on Opal Autumn 32 count linen by Under the Sea Fabrics. So, yeah. So that was the other start, and now for the finish. I did finish Legend of the Blue Sea, and because I did it in the I'm doing it in the hoop, and this actually is probably the hoop it's going to be in. to make her fit and look right, I ended up not doing any of the other stuff. So it's just her. And I did, unfortunately, the cat's eye really cool beads were too big once I got them actually on her. So they were too big, so I just used some pearls that I had in some whitish pearly Mill Hills. So there they are. So there she is in all her glory. So that means that for those of you curious, for Stitch from Stash, I ended up, I think, $18 ahead because that was an $11 finish. So, so this month's goals, as we discussed, Little Red. My foodie one is going to be Grandma's Garden from Soda Stitch. That'll start on the 18th. This week's Sal challenges begins our Winter Olympics challenge, Sal. So February 9th is the opening ceremony, which is going to be a new start or a recent start. And as of now, I'm figuring I will do this month's part of the legendary creatures from Clouds Factory, which were Nessie and an Ifrit. That's Friday. Saturday is Winter Olympics, where you do a winter theme. So I don't know what I'll do. I may put a couple of stitches in on Farmhouse. We'll see. And then the 11th is going to be Mascots, which is animals. So actually what I'll probably do is I'll start the Clouds Factory that day, and probably the 9th and the 10th will be spent on Farmhouse. Or on my stocking. One of those. Who knows? So that's kind of the plan there. Alright, so that being said, I hope everyone has a great week. If you've got questions, drop them my way. And if not, I'll see y'all next week.